Hey, what's going on, everyone? There is some big news that just came out about Theta. Two separate pieces of information, and we're going to talk about it today. Hey everyone, my name is Jeremy, and if you want to follow along my journey as I build wealth for my family, then subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you don't miss a thing. Remember, none of this is intended to be financial advice. I am merely a guy sitting in front of a computer talking to a camera. But with that said, let's go ahead and get to it. All right, so this weekend, Friday into Saturday, there was some big information that came out about Theta, big news. If you saw the last video that I put out about Theta and how it is getting ready to explode, I've got that video. You can go click on this link up here. I talk about all the different pieces of information that is about to come out, and part of that came out on Friday. And that is the idea of Theta going mainstream and more people having access to Theta in an easier way. Now, you know, I talked about how to get Theta in a previous video. I can link that up here. If you haven't already purchased Theta, you can go there and get that. Two more ways of getting Theta popped up this weekend, and we're going to talk about it right now. All right, so on Friday, I think it was Friday afternoon, Uphold, when users logged into their Uphold account, there was a big message at the top that said, available now, Theta. And if you come down here, you can see that Theta is now listed. Let me see, where is it at? I think it's under products. You can see here now that under crypto, Theta is listed as a crypto on the Uphold. And so what that's going to do is that literally just makes Theta accessible to more traditional traders who aren't necessarily up to date on external wallets, non-custodial wallets, using something like SimpleSwap. It just makes it very easy for the average person, the average investor, to now purchase Theta right within their Uphold account. There are a couple caveats to that though. I want you to notice something here. Do you notice what's missing from this list? You would think if they were adding Theta that right next to it would be TFuel. But the reality is they have not added TFuel as an option to purchase. And so what does that mean? Well, the big thing is, if you know anything about Theta and how transactions work, you have to have TFuel in order to send tokens anywhere. TFuel is like gas on an Ethereum. And so without TFuel, there is no way to process a transaction. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, it means, and they're very open and they're honest about this on their site, you cannot send Theta off of the Uphold platform. So if you're thinking now, hey, I'm just going to go buy Theta on Uphold and then I'll just send it to my Theta wallet. Well, reality is you can't do that. You can purchase Theta, you can hold it on the Uphold wallet, but you cannot send it off of the Uphold app at all. It has to stay on there. Now, I will be honest, I do not use Uphold. I've never used Uphold. My understanding is that some of their fees can be a little high as well. So I don't know that. Maybe if you know anything about Uphold fees, you can leave a comment below. But you can't send it. So I probably would not purchase on Uphold, even if I had it. Just because I'm a big proponent of non-custodial wallets and not leaving your tokens that you want to hold long-term on any exchange. Now, obviously, if you're day trading crypto or if you're planning on converting them at some point in the near future, then okay, there's some reason to leave them on an exchange. But if you're a believer in Theta like I am for the long term, then it makes a whole lot more sense to get Theta off of an exchange and hold them in your own private wallet. But here's the big thing. This is great for Theta because now people who have never heard of Theta before ever will now see Theta in their Uphold account, and they can purchase it if they want. And it just helps all of us other Theta holders. Even if they never transfer it off of the Uphold app, this is a great thing for Theta. And likely it will be a nudge for some of those other big US exchanges like Binance US or Coinbase to go ahead and add Theta to their exchange. It's a good thing for Theta, very good thing. Now, here's the other thing. This came out on Friday as well. I mentioned in another video before that the Exodus wallet, the CEO was in an interview recently talking about how they were rushing to get Theta support into Exodus because he's basically, if you go watch this video or this interview with the CEO, he talked about how Theta just erupted out of nowhere. They did not expect it, and it moved up so quickly that they were scrambling to get support for Theta. Well, big news is that they now have support for Theta. So if you use the Exodus wallet, you can now get Theta right within there, hold Theta within the Exodus wallet. The other cool thing about Exodus is that they have a built-in exchange function as well. So if you're not comfortable using something like Change Now or SimpleSwap, then you can actually just use Exodus to do that conversion for you. And it's real simple. All you would have to do is get some sort of token that's usable into Exodus. So for instance, you could go to Coinbase, you could purchase Litecoin, you could send Litecoin to your Exodus Litecoin address, and then from there you can do an exchange, and you would just say, I'm going to send X number of Litecoin, and they're going to tell you how many Theta you're going to get, or TFuel. They actually have TFuel support as well, so that is a good thing. And so if you go ahead and just go into Exodus, you can do an exchange and get Theta right from there. Now, I will tell you that the fees for Exodus are higher than what you would get somewhere else. I don't typically use Exodus for doing conversions just because the fees are higher. For about $1,000 of Theta, you're going to pay about $70 in fees, or about 7%. Now, if you use something like SimpleSwap, SimpleSwap is going to be more in the 1.2% range. So there's a significant savings by using something like SimpleSwap. But with that said, obviously SimpleSwap is a little more technical. Somebody who's just getting into crypto, it's going to be a little more difficult to do that conversion. It's not hard once you learn how to do it, but you know, there's a barrier to entry. That's why Uphold having Theta is a huge thing, because the barrier to entry is so minimal. So many people are on Uphold, and it's just very easy to purchase tokens there, even if you don't send them off of the exchange. By having Theta on an Exodus, it also gives you one more way to convert out of Theta whenever it comes time to do that. So whether you want to take profits now, some of you got into Theta when it was like 20 cents, and you might want to take a few profits out. You could do that now. And this just gives you one more way to get out of Theta, get out of that position into something else. If you're curious how to sell your Theta back to US dollars, I have a video in the Patreon that talks exactly how to do that. So when the time comes to cash out and take some of those profits, I got a video on Patreon that shows you exactly how to do it. I also want to say a big thank you to the Patreon viewers. You can view them down below. If you like this video, please like it, share it with somebody who might want to see it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I've got another video starting right over here about why I think Theta is about to explode. Go check that video out if you haven't seen it. I'll see you over there.